Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. This is Dominic with Mafia Roundtable, Part 2. I left off that, heard the knock at my door, went downstairs, I looked, and lo and behold, it's George KEHOE. I'm like, oh, fuck. And I knew the place looked familiar. And I'm like, son of a bitch. That I moved to the complex, the same complex where George lived. But I felt like deja vu. I couldn't put a finger on it until I looked for my people. It's about 10:30 at night. I'm looking, there's George standing there. I said, hold on 1 minute. Went running upstairs, grabbed the 380. The other place where I had the silencer, I grabbed the silencer. As I'm running down the stairs, I put the silencer on. Always have one in the chamber, just kick the hammer back. Now, as I open up the door slow, I have the gun right there. It's right behind the door, ready to come out. Hey, George, what's up? And I see he's bobbing back and forth, shirt open. He has 2 pistols in his waistband. What's going on? You know, that's fucked up. George is all fucked up. He liked his heroin every once in a while, drinking. George, what are you talking about? It's fucking 10:30 at night. Yeah, well, that's fucked up. You robbed me. George, listen, let's do this. You see I live here, and I realize I moved in right here. Like, I did not rob you. Let's talk about it tomorrow. I'm not going anywhere. You know I'm here. I'm here with my wife. Moved in. So let's talk about it tomorrow when you're straight, and we'll figure something out. All right. He's just rocking, leaning back and forth. George, where were you? Oh, I was at the dollhouse, the strip club, so I'm trying to get his mind off of it. Oh, how are the girls there? Oh, wow, the girls are there. So I'm getting his mind off of this bullshit because I know we're getting nowhere. So we start talking about the strippers. Yeah, I got to go with you one night, check it out. You know, just don't tell my wife. And he's like, oh, yeah. I said, all right, pal, listen, good seeing you. Let's talk tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep. All right, okay. So I had him totally off the reason why he came there. Next day, about 12 o'clock, get the knock on the door. Come on in, George. Come on in. I see you straight. Walks in. My wife, hey, you like some lunch? Hi. They always got along. Yeah. All right, Wendy, make us some sandwich. She makes some sandwich. We go out back. We talking. George is like, Dom, I know your friends did it. I know you had some. George had nothing to do with it. I'm denying it. I'm denying he ever got robbed. I'm like, George, we did not rob you. I had nothing to do with it. I don't know who did it. You know what, George? You know I'm in the game. I know you're in the game. I have big connections in New York. I know you have connections with coke and marijuana down here. Why don't we work together? What I'll do is, since you're blaming me, cool. I'm all right with that. What we'll do is, first few sales we make, the profits, you could keep. How much did they take? Well, they took a half a key and 20,000. Okay, so what do you value at? 30,000, 35,000? Yeah, 35,000. Okay. First $35,000 profit you could take. Just think about it. I'll open up doors for you that you don't have. As far as with the coke, as long as it's quality, we could push it up in New York all day long. The marijuana also. Okay, all right, good. So we have that agreement, that understanding. So now, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. That's the way I was taught. Always have my antennas up. So George sees the moving trucks coming, different furniture, because we ordered new furniture. It's coming in periodically. So main thing was I had my bedroom set. All of a sudden we get the couch. So George notices downstairs there's no TV at all. So I'm like, no, it's on order. It's coming in. He tells me, Dom, just cancel it. Nah, it's all right. He said, cancel it. I want you to come with me. At the time, out west. Go out west where I-75 is in Florida. Back then, it was all swampland. I mean, there might have been some farm homes. Very desolate out there. Hardly anybody. Even I-75, very little traffic. So he tells me, just come out west There's a guy, he owes me about $10,000. I know he's away. We're going to kick in his door. He just bought a big screen TV, nice stereo system. Fuck him. I'm going to take it. You could have it. Because I don't need it. You see my house. I have everything. I said, no, thank you, George. I don't want to do that. It's not for me. No. He's begging me. Come on. He's trying. Finally, he sees I'm adamant. I'm not going out west with you to bumfuck country where nothing's out there but pastures and pastures in a strange guy's house and taking his TVs and everything, even though he's not home. No, I'm not doing it. To me, it just didn't sound right. George finally lays off of that. Maybe a week goes by, and I'm getting him more furniture. We're hanging out, keeping him close, palling around. And he tells me, he's like, Dom, how about we go? I see, you're doing a lot. You're trying to get involved with a car dealership. You're doing this, that, the other thing. We're trying to set up things. Why don't we just go relax? Let's go down to the Everglades. We could go fishing. Bring your wife with us. I'll rent a boat. I'll get a small place out there. And we'll just relax. We'll go fishing and just relax for the weekend. I'm like, nah, it's okay, George. It's not for me. I'm not a fisher. If anything, I would prefer, going out into the ocean. But right now, I just don't have the time. No, come on, let's go. Bring your wife. He's convincing me. Right away, my antennas are up now. Go fucking fishing in the Everglades? What? Yeah, fishing. I'll be the fucking shark bait. Yeah, you mind? No, I see the handwriting on the wall. Finally, I say no. I mention it to Wendy. Wendy, you want to go? And she right away. I ain't going down there. I'm not going. See, George, it's not for us. With that, now my father sends his friends down to Florida. They want drugs. They're looking for drugs. They're looking for guns, joker poker machines. They want to set up a base down there. My father tells them I have a vested interest into a car dealership. It was right off of Lighthouse Point. It's called Richard Carlo Motors by Jenkin Motors. Back in the day, they had Highline exotic cars. They also had buy here, pay here. They were dealing a lot with the strippers in the dollhouse, which was right off of Sample Road in Pompano. So they come down. Ernie Colazzo, Vinny Foresta. And then my father's girl's ex-boyfriend, a Michael Stiffen, who was fucking strung out on drugs when he came down. Ernie and Vinny are there. They're at my house one evening. Michael Stiffen's there as well. Words went back and forth. Ernie fucking cracks Michael Stiffen. This guy cries like a bitch, screams. Ernie grabs the poker iron to the fireplace right across his head. Bam! Michael bolts out of the house. Takes off. Blood's all over the place. Screaming. Gets on the phone with his former girlfriend, who's my father's girlfriend. Anne-Marie, he's trying to kill me. I'm like, shut the fuck up. People are sleeping. It was just chaotic. With that, the next day, he's gone. He's back to New York. Let me back up a little bit. They rented a place on Lauderdale by the Sea. It was, I think, the Sandy Shoes Motel on the ocean, right by the pier, Pompano Pier. And they're on the 3rd floor. They rent the room. It's under Michael Stiffen's name. Michael's gone to New York. Ernie and Vinny are still down. They're at the room. And they also had a rental car that Michael had rented for them. It was under his name. A Caddy Seville, 4-door white car, blue interior. So with that, next day, I bring George with me to meet Ernie and Vinny. And I introduce them. This is my friend George. Meet Ernie and Vinny. These are 2 guys from New York. I didn't tell them who they were, just 2 guys from New York. And they say hello, introduce, we go. Now we're heading to an insurance guy. Ernie had to meet with him to collect money. Excuse me. The guy had a problem, and we were going to help the guy get money that was owed to him. So we pull up to the insurance place. We walk upstairs, just Ernie and myself, to go speak to the insurance guy. The whole time, Vinny Foresta and George KEHOE, they're downstairs waiting for us in the car. So we're up there maybe about an hour and a half. Guy gives us an envelope. There's about $3,000 in it. Thank you, guys. Ernie's telling them, we'll get your money. Dominic lives down here. Don't worry. He was owed maybe about $30,000. It's just a shakedown, you know, because if we get the money, Ernie already said, Dom, we're keeping the money. Fuck this guy. He's useless to me. So we're up there. We come downstairs, and I'm driving the rental car. Ernie's sitting next to me. Vinny Foresta and George are in the back. I drive away. As I drive away, I'm about to be killed. Stay tuned for part 3. Coming back at you. Mafia Roundtable, hit that subscribe button if you want to be the first to hear part 3. Love everybody with the love and support. Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon. Peace out. Much love.